Greetings, fellow tubers. 'Tis I, Gardine, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. Here on our second cycle, and it's already shaping up to be a horrendous day. Primarily because, quite obviously, we have some really crappy rolls here. We have some interesting things happening. We have a pulse here on Sabane's surgery, and we have Dragos' yard. Can't even do manual salvage. Yes, I can. It won't go below 1. 50-50. Okay, this action. Go ahead and leave then. Let's find out here. Let's head to low end. Can't. Require 60 cryo for that then. Sabine surgery. Gotta wait a few cycles. B2. Have to wait a few cycles, and then something interesting will happen. Same over here on C4. And of course, ever so slowly, poor Drago here is going to start running out. So, we're going to try some manual salvage here. Okay. Negative outcome, but that's fine. Nothing horrible happens. And we still at least make a little bit of cryo anyway. That's fine. We're gonna go attack the Emphas here. Input some cryo. Oh, wrong button. Input some cryo. Order some fungus. Fungus fan. Alright, yeah, we actually might be able to do a few cycles. So we're gonna go ahead end this cycle. See what happens. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of simmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Let's focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid, or a triangle, dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse inside, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. Threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. Look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging you again, pulling at you. Look down again and see two lines. Two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. Let's follow the second. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. But the first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. Hey, we got good stuff here. Alright. Hunted. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 cycles, and that's gonna happen. Alright, something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the eye at the top to turn the view on and off. Hello. A keynote. Solheim Gate. Keynote. Haven Age Management. Keynote. Haven Gate H4. And a Haven Gate Agent. So there's this keynote. Allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, which I do, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, data can be extracted. Extract the data. Got an encrypted key. Okay. I want to avoid doing too many things in here then. Okay. So, you're continuing to tick. You're continuing to tick. Bright market. We are going to use this 3. See if we can't fill up that local knowledge. Oh, that hurt. Okay. Go ahead and close you then. That sucked. Alright. Oh, we're gonna go over here and help Drago with this one. Double plus and +15 cryo. Enough for food. I'm gonna have to, you know, say hello to Sir Fungus over here at Emphy. Back off, and into the container to end the cycle today. Might actually get 3 cycles in per episode. Fine with that. Hello. Okay, nothing new. So, hello. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Fang. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Even-age systems engineer. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. Puts a hand on your arm. Seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying at that thing? Nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. Be hard to get a start on the eye. Looks way down the passage. What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. Glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We pass together on the main walkway. Haven Age. We're all one dysfunctional family. Fang puts an arm around you. Not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry. I'm with systems. Haven Age. Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to, or a continuation of, Andre Erling's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. Stops you in the quiet passage. Look, it's not what I'm here to discuss. Been seeing some unusual network activity, and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. Glances around. But, well, this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're settled, stop by. Lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. What they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Pats you on the back, his voice bright and a dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. Walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. I need to be careful with this. Haven Age agent, another keynote. A Haven gate. Reverse this keynote. Input 1 or a 3. Okay, can't do anything here. Let's look at the agent. Broadcasting to the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Can slot my 2 in here. Bypass. Woo! Got some cryo from that. And let's extract the data and be done with it. Neutral outcome. Cache raw data from Haven Age hardware. Alright, as you drift back into the node, something latches onto you. A thread. Strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. It's somehow both distant and close behind your ear. See a distant glint of light shut off, then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Stay still. Please hold. Thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? Shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, SN ARP. Unknown, known. Figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of, attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. Figure halts its threads, head twitching. Entity. Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I am a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. Strike at it. Lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Open your eyes, blinking black into the station light, shaking with fear. Well, I have met someone I really don't want to. We're gonna go into the yard, and we're gonna take this risky endeavor with a hull dissection. Back in business, we're full plussed. Okay. Go ahead and leave that. And before we go to that one, we're going to also need to talk to Sabine. Bright Market 5. We're going to take and explore. 50-50, nothing bad. And full local knowledge. A new drive. Buy a vial of stabilizer. Haha, the Ort Exchange. Okay, we got some things to do, and then we're probably going to call it here. So, first up, let's go talk to Dragos. Arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge, and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side. Focus on the hulking ship as it is lowered in the yard. She is. Should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. Now look at this! Ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. Struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. Can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? Glanced at you. Managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. Credit. We may have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. Pats you on the shoulder. Don't worry, we'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but Dragos doesn't seem to notice. Ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know, I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. Drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside that container, the wreck of the SN Arc freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station. You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squishes your shoulder. After these past cycles, you think we're up to it. What do you think? See the fading name of the ship blazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. Claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Real beauty. Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. Take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Bam! Hey, we got an upgrade point. Alright. Completed your first drive. Each drive complete unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Okay, so we have one upgrade. We can improve my endure to zero out that negative. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. Chance to gain random scrap items on engineer actions. We'll take predictive reasoning, because those possible outcomes are going to be extremely useful to me. Alright, so, next up, we're going to yeet over here and talk to Sabine. First thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes, in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. Entry is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again, they trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Fortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. Gesture for you to sit on the bed. Stabilizer works under a similar principle as an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which, over time, are identified by your body as foreign material, and therefore must be eliminated. Well, ain't that peachy? Sabine holds up a vial of would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with a new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. Stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Passcodes? In very basic terms, yes. I sigh. Look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. I glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. I begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Don't really have a choice. I think you are right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site. A fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer's genuine. You sit down beside the bed. Don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. Should rest some more, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods toward the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. Gonna need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room when they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. Wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. Q stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. I am stable. And here's the exchange. Sell components. And play the exchange. You can gain or lose cryo here on a risky. Okay. stabilizer. Go ahead and leave. Over to the surgery. Acquire stable. Oh, that is 100. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Do we have... No, we don't have any more upgrades. Stop telling me we have upgrades available. And... we're gonna get something in Dock B2 next cycle. We're gonna go ahead and settle in for the day. And really good day it's going to be when we get back to it. We're gonna call it here. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, criticisms down underneath the video. Like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. But this has been Garrity. Thank you guys for joining me, and I shall see you guys next time.